Welcome to the first video in our series of tutorial videos that will show you how to get HRMAn to work on your computer and how to use it for your experiments. In this first video I'm going to show you how you can install KNIME on your own computer and how to load HRMAn into the local workspace. The first thing you gotta do is that you have to go to the KNIME homepage, which is called knime.com, and navigate to their download section. In the download section you're able to sign up for news and become part of the KNIME community, which is usually very helpful if you encounter any issues with KNIME itself. And you can download the program from the download section. So you just need to choose your operating system. In my case, I'm using a Mac, so I'm going to download the Mac version of KNIME and make sure that you download the version that has the KNIME Analytics platform itself and all the free extensions that come with it. So I've already downloaded it because it takes a while to download. But after that, the only thing you need to do is to install it on your computer. So if you go to Downloads, you will find the installation file and then you just install it. In this case, it's a Mac installation, but I'm sure you can work it out on Windows, so just copy it to your Applications folder. Now that this step is done, you can delete the installer and you should be able to open KNIME on your computer. Applications, and yeah, here we find KNIME. Okay, after the first launch of KNIME, it's going to ask you where you want to set your local workspace. What I usually do is that I create a folder on my desktop, which I call KNIME data, and I set this as my local workspace. So this is going to be the folder that KNIME is going to use to store all the data and where you will find your workflows. And I'm just going to tick this box to set it as default and not to ask me again. Click OK. And here we go. So KNIME is installed on your computer and it's all set to be used by you. Now the first thing we need to do is to make some adjustments. So you can close KNIME again and then again navigate to your Applications folder and open the KNIME installation, and then you go to Contents, Clips, and then you should find on Mac, you should find a file which is called knime.ini. So you can open this. And here you want to change this line of code, which is called -xmx 2048M. This number defines how much memory KNIME is allowed to use on your computer. So in this case, this would only be 2 GB, but if we want to process big data sets with a lot of images, it makes sense to increase this number. So on my Mac I've got 16 GB of memory, so I'm just going to change this number to 16G. If you would have only 8 GB of RAM, you can change this to 8G or whatever you want to allow KNIME to access. But the more memory you will give the program, the more stable it will run and the faster your analysis will work. Then in the end just save this file, close it again, and with this you have adjusted the amount of memory KNIME is allowed to use. The next thing you want to do is that you want to go to our homepage called HRMAn.org and navigate to the download section here, where you will find the HRMAn workflow. After you've downloaded this, you can go to your download folder and you should find a folder called HRMAn. This folder you just simply copy and paste it into your KNIME workspace like this, and now the HRMAn workflow is added to KNIME. The other thing I usually do is that I create two new folders, one that I call outputs. This is where KNIME will store the results, and another folder which I call learning data sets. This is where I store the data sets for the machine learning. And if you go to the other tutorials, you will find one video which will explain to you how to create your own learning data sets. Into the outputs folder, we need to add two empty Excel files. So I'm just going to open Excel and create two files. So we just go to the folder, KNIME data, outputs. I'm going to call the first one output 1, save. And then I'm going to create a second one, which is called outputs 2. Save it into the same folder. These are just empty documents that KNIME needs to write your results in the end. So you can close Excel, you can close this, and you can close our downloads folder. You have installed KNIME, created your workspace with all the folders, and also copy-pasted the HRMAn workflow into it, and adjusted the memory KNIME is allowed to use. You can restart KNIME. So just double click and wait until it has started. Alright, here we go. So now the only thing that has changed is that you should see in your KNIME Explorer, you should be able to see this option called HRMAn, which contains your workflow. But before you're able to start it, you have to make one last adjustment. Just click on Help, go to Install New Software, and then click on Available Software Sites, and tick these boxes here at KNIME Partner Update Site and Stable Community Contributions. This will allow KNIME to search in more online libraries for extensions. And then you just click OK, and then you can close this again. And now you're good to go. So just double click on HRMAn, and then KNIME should load the workflow. And this, when you initially start it, should create an error because one node that HRMAn is using, the ImageJ macro, is missing in the normal installation. But KNIME is able to search for this online after you have allowed it to search through all the libraries. So just click yes, and then KNIME should find the extension. Then you click next, next, accept, and finish. And then KNIME will install the missing software. Then you just need to restart it once more. Okay, here we go. So you can close this, and now KNIME should be able to open the HRMAn workflow. Here we go. So this is how it looks like. You can see these nodes. Some of them will need to upload our images, and others will read in additional information from spreadsheet files. These 4 nodes up here, the image viewers, you will be able to use them to check your images, and then the 2 XLS writers down here will write the data that HRMAn has produced. How to use HRMAn will show you in another video. So the last things you need to do is that you will have to link these nodes to your computer, because this has to be done after you have installed HRMAn. The way you do this is that you open this node. There are many ways to do this, so you can click on it and use this little icon here, or you can just simply double click on it. Then it will ask you where the file is it should write the data. And remember, we created them in your local workspace, so you just navigate to it. In my case, this is on the desktop in KNIME data outputs, and then this is output 1. Just click save, apply, and OK. And the same thing you have to do for the other XLS writer. Again, navigate to your workspace and link it to output 2, save, apply, and OK. So now KNIME knows where to write the data in the end. The other thing HRMAn needs to work is a learning model for the classification of your vacuoles, and a plate map to cluster your data. The plate map you can download online. This is just an CSV file which looks like this. So you got the well name, and then you can provide information like the sample group and if the cells were infected or if they are uninfected controls. The other file, the training dataset, depends highly on the pathogen you want to use. So we created another workflow with which you will be able to create your own custom training datasets. I usually keep these files in my workflow under learning datasets. That's why we created this folder. So we're just going to move them in here. And then if we go into KNIME, we can link them. So you open the CSV reader by double clicking on it, and then you navigate again to your local workspace and to the folder that contains your files. So it's learning datasets, and in this case we need the plate map. So we just choose, we click apply and OK, and then you can execute the node. So you just select it, then you click the little play sign in the menu bar on top, and then KNIME will read the plate map. And you can check if it has read the plate map by right-clicking on the node and selecting File Table. And now you will see that KNIME has read in the table as we had saved it. The other thing is that we need the learning model. So we're going to do the same thing again. We double-click on the file reader. We navigate to our workspace and select the training dataset. We choose this file. It's going to take a while because it's a very big file. And then we again click apply and OK. And then we can execute the node. And KNIME will read the data. And you can check again by right-clicking on the node and clicking File Table, and you will see that now this CSV file has been read into the KNIME program, and HRMAn will be able to use this data to classify your pathogens from your imaging. And in the next video I'm going to show you how to actually work with HRMAn itself. Thank you for watching this first video. I hope you'll be able to install KNIME and add the HRMAn workflow to your installation using this tutorial. If you have any questions, comments or feedback, you can contact us through our homepage HRMAn.org. Thank you for watching.